Have you ever held a Hershey's chocolate bar? That moment when you first pick it up, feeling the weight and the coolness of the chocolate through the wrapper, is almost a ritual for chocolate lovers everywhere. That familiar, silver-edged, brown-wrapped rectangle of happiness is instantly recognizable. It's more than just a candy. It's a symbol of comfort, celebration, and even nostalgia for many people. As you peel back the wrapper, the crinkle of the foil and the first whiff of that classic sweet aroma fill the air. It's a scent that can transport you back to childhood, to movie nights, or to special moments shared with friends and family. But have you ever wondered what's really inside that bar, beyond sugar and cocoa? What secrets are hidden in those perfectly segmented squares, waiting to be discovered with every bite? The journey from tropical bean to chocolate bar is a global story of science, engineering, and tradition. Cocoa beans are grown in faraway equatorial regions, nurtured by farmers who have passed down their knowledge for generations. It's not just melting and molding, it's a culinary epic, perfected over a century. Each step from fermenting the beans to conching the chocolate is a delicate balance of art and technology. To truly appreciate your Hershey's bar, you need to know its origin. Every bar starts as a humble cocoa pod, hand-harvested in lush, tropical landscapes. So, let's pull back the curtain and follow the cocoa bean's incredible voyage. From the moment it's plucked from the tree, the bean embarks on a journey that spans continents and cultures. We'll see how it's grown, harvested, and transformed inside the factory. Dedicated workers sort, roast, and grind the beans, unlocking the flavors that make Hershey's chocolate unique. From roasting and grinding to mixing and molding, every step matters. Each process is carefully controlled to ensure the perfect taste and texture in every bite. By the end, you'll see that chocolate bar in a whole new light, not just as a snack, but as a marvel of food engineering. It's a testament to human ingenuity, global collaboration, and a shared love for chocolate. So grab a glass of milk, and let's deconstruct the Hershey's bar, piece by piece. We'll savor the flavors, explore the textures, and uncover the story behind every square. From the tropical farm to the candy aisle, it's going to be a sweet ride. Let's begin this delicious journey together and discover what makes Hershey's chocolate truly special. Our story begins deep in the lush, emerald-green tropical forests of West Africa, specifically in Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana. These two countries are the beating heart of the world's cocoa industry, producing more than half of all cocoa beans found in chocolate bars across the globe. Here, the climate is hot and humid, with frequent rains and rich, fertile soil, perfect conditions for growing the magical crop that will soon become chocolate. The Theobroma cacao tree, whose name means food of the gods, is a remarkable plant. It produces large, football-shaped pods that grow directly from its trunk in thick branches, a unique sight in the plant world. These pods come in shades of yellow, orange, and red, signaling they are ripe and ready for harvest. Inside each pod, you'll find 30 to 50 cocoa beans, each one nestled in a sweet, sticky white pulp. This pulp is fragrant and tangy, a stark contrast to the bitter beans it surrounds. The beans themselves are the true treasure, though at this stage they taste nothing like the chocolate we know and love. Harvesting these precious pods is a careful, labor-intensive process. Skilled farmers use long knives or machetes to cut the pods from the tree, taking care not to damage the delicate bark. This traditional method has been passed down through generations, ensuring the trees remain healthy and productive year after year. Once collected, the pods are split open by hand, revealing the glistening beans inside. Farmers scoop out the beans and their surrounding pulp, gathering them into large heaps. At this point, the beans are still raw, bitter, and far from the chocolate flavor we crave. The real transformation begins with fermentation, a crucial step in developing chocolate's signature taste. The beans and pulp are piled together, covered with banana leaves or sacks, and left to ferment for several days. This process is both art and science, requiring careful monitoring to ensure the right flavors develop. During fermentation, natural yeasts and bacteria work their magic, breaking down the pulp and triggering chemical changes inside the beans. The beans heat up, change color, and begin to develop the first hints of the rich, complex chocolate flavor we all recognize. After fermentation, the beans are spread out under the hot sun to dry. Workers rake them regularly, turning the beans to ensure even drying and to prevent mold. This sun-drying process can take up to a week, and it's essential for preserving the beans and locking in their flavor. Once the beans are fully dried, they're packed into sturdy jute sacks, each sack weighing up to 65 kilograms. These sacks are stacked high at the farm or in warehouses ready for the next stage of their journey. The beans, now a valuable commodity, are loaded onto trucks and transported to bustling ports. There, they're carefully loaded onto massive cargo ships, joining thousands of other sacks bound for destinations around the world, including the famous town of Hershey, Pennsylvania. The humble cocoa bean has completed the first leg of its epic journey, traveling from the heart of Africa to the edge of the Atlantic Ocean, ready to cross continents and oceans. From a small tropical farm to a transatlantic voyage, the adventure of the cocoa bean is just beginning. Each bean carries with it the story of the land, the farmers, and the traditions that brought it this far. Next stop, the heart of chocolate country, where the magic of transformation continues. Let's follow the journey as the beans arrive in Hershey, where they'll be unloaded and prepared for the next stage of their transformation. The transformation from humble bean to delicious chocolate is about to get serious. Stay tuned for the next chapter in the Cocoa Pod's great adventure. After weeks at sea, cocoa beans finally arrive at the Hershey factory, having traveled thousands of miles from tropical farms around the world. These beans have braved long journeys across oceans, packed tightly in burlap sacks, and now, they're ready for their next adventure, becoming chocolate. But before they can become a sweet treat, they must pass a series of strict quality control checks. Trained inspectors carefully sample the beans, examining each one for size, color, and any signs of damage or mold. They look for imperfections, making sure only the healthiest, ripest beans move forward. This step is crucial, because even a few bad beans can affect the flavor of an entire batch. Only the best beans make it through this careful screening. The chosen beans are plump, evenly colored, and free from defects, ready to become the foundation of delicious chocolate. Approved beans are then thoroughly cleaned to remove any dust or debris. Next, they're sorted by size and origin, and expertly blended to create Hershey's signature taste. Each blend is unique, combining beans from different regions to achieve the perfect balance of flavors and aromas. Now comes the roasting process, one of the most important steps in chocolate making. The beans are poured into giant drum roasters where they're heated to just the right temperature. This unlocks deep, rich chocolate flavors and fills the factory with an irresistible aroma. Roasting does more than just develop flavor. It also reduces moisture, kills harmful bacteria, and transforms the beans' texture, making them easier to process in the next steps. After roasting, the beans are quickly cooled to lock in their new flavors. Once cooled, they're transported to the winnower, a special machine designed for the next stage. The winnower cracks open the roasted beans and uses air to blow away the brittle outer shells, leaving behind the pure cocoa nibs inside. This process separates the valuable nibs from the inedible shells. These cocoa nibs are the heart and soul of chocolate, intensely flavored, packed with cocoa solids, and ready for the next stage of their transformation. With the shells gone, the nibs are now clean and pure, prepared for the magical journey ahead. From the farm to the nib, every step in this process is about precision, care, and capturing the best possible flavor in every bite of chocolate. Now, it's time to turn these humble nibs into something truly magical. The next stage will transform them from crunchy bits into smooth, velvety chocolate. The real chocolate making begins here, as the nibs are prepared for grinding and mixing. Let's see how these nibs are ground down into a thick, rich liquid called chocolate liquor, the very essence of chocolate itself. The transformation is about to get even more delicious. Onward to the next step in the chocolate journey. Cocoa nibs are ground in powerful mills, releasing their natural fat, cocoa butter. The grinding creates heat, melting the fat and turning the nibs into a thick, dark, liquid chocolate liquor. Despite the name, there's no alcohol, just pure, unsweetened chocolate. Chocolate liquor contains both cocoa solids and cocoa butter, the building blocks of all chocolate. For milk chocolate, the liquor is pressed to separate the cocoa butter from the solids. The pale yellow cocoa butter gives chocolate its melt-in-your-mouth quality. The leftover solids are ground into cocoa powder. Hershey's uses both cocoa butter and cocoa powder in precise ratios for its signature bar. From a single bean, we now have two essential ingredients. The next step, blending these with milk and sugar to create the classic Hershey's flavor. The science of chocolate is just getting started. Let's see how sweetness and creaminess come together. The recipe is about to get secret. Ready for the next layer? Now we have chocolate liquor, cocoa butter, and cocoa solids, but Hershey's magic comes from milk. Hershey's uses fresh Pennsylvania milk condensed and dried into a special milk powder. This process gives Hershey's its unique, slightly tangy flavor. The exact method is a closely guarded secret, perfected by Milton Hershey. In giant mixers, chocolate liquor, cocoa butter, sugar, and milk powder are blended together. A touch of vanilla and other natural flavors round out the taste. The result, a thick, gritty paste with all the right flavors, but not yet the right texture. The precise ingredient ratios define the final chocolate's character: sweet, creamy, and unmistakably Hershey's. But the texture is still coarse. The next steps will smooth it out and perfect the mouthfeel. From flavor to texture, every detail matters. Let's refine this chocolate into something silky. The transformation continues. The chocolate paste is tasty but gritty, far from the smoothness we expect. It's sent through massive steel rollers, grinding the particles down to microscopic size. The result, a fine, dry chocolate powder with particles smaller than a human hair. This ensures a silky mouthfeel when the chocolate melts, but the flavor is still harsh and the texture is dry. The next stage will bring out the true richness and flow. Time for the final transformation. The fine chocolate powder enters heated conches, giant vats that knead and aerate the chocolate for hours. Conching melts the cocoa butter, smooths the texture, and develops the flavor, letting harsh notes evaporate. More cocoa butter and emulsifiers are added for perfect flow. After conching, the chocolate is smooth and delicious, but one step remains: tempering. Tempering carefully heats and cools the chocolate to form stable cocoa butter crystals. This gives the bar its glossy shine, firm snap, and smooth melt. Without tempering, chocolate would be dull and crumbly. Precision here ensures every Hershey's bar looks and feels perfect. Now the chocolate is ready for its final shape. Let's mold and wrap the bar. Liquid chocolate is pumped into classic Hershey's molds on a moving conveyor. Vibrating stations settle the chocolate and remove air bubbles for a flawless finish. The molds travel through cooling tunnels, solidifying the bars slowly and evenly. Once cooled, the bars pop out, shiny, solid, and perfectly formed. Next, high-speed machines wrap each bar in foil, then the iconic brown and silver paper. The entire process is a marvel of automation, ensuring consistency and freshness. From liquid to solid, the transformation is complete. The bars are now ready for the world, but the journey doesn't end here. Let's see how Hershey's became an empire. Wrapped bars are packed, shipped, and sent across the globe, millions made every day. It all began with Milton Hershey, who dreamed of making chocolate affordable for everyone. He built a factory in a town in Pennsylvania, perfecting his milk chocolate recipe. Hershey's legacy isn't just chocolate, it's philanthropy, with the Milton Hershey School still changing lives. Every bar is a product of global teamwork, science, and vision. So next time you unwrap a Hershey's bar, remember the journey, from West African farms to your hands. Think of the farmers, the factory workers, and the legacy of Milton Hershey. Each bar is a marvel of engineering, history, and heart. The story of Hershey's is the story of a single cocoa bean and a dream that changed the world. Enjoy every bite.